Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where science communicators play tabletop role-playing games, and the DM is constantly disappointed in her players. I am Dagmar de Redeven. I am joined once again by Rachel Williams, Khalil Thurlaway, and Sam Langford. And if you're watching this, we are not live. We are recording this at the end of June.
Yeah, if this has happened, we have all been murdered by Dagmar, and you need to arrest
And
her.
I'm on the run. Yeah. Do not look for me. I'm not driving a cart shaped like a hot dog down the A9 on my way to Inverness right now.
It's fine.
Don't look for me there.
Those average speed cameras will get you on the A9.
I want to find a car shaped like a hot dog now, just so the average speed cameras on the A9 can take pictures of me. No, folks, we are pre-recording this, and we don't actually know if this will ever see the light of day, so who knows what's going to happen tonight. We are going back to the lovely TTRPG You Awaken in a Strange Place, written by Jacob Andrews. Jacob, again, apologies for whatever's about to come out of our mouths. Don't have any other announcements because we don't know when this is going to air, so we're just going to go straight into it. And I have already asked my players, for I am their god now, to roll 2d6. And I believe, Rachel, you were going to give us a genre for our game today.
Mystery. Like Agatha Christie style, you know.
I love a good mystery. This is right up my alley. I expect the next person to ruin this. Sam, give us an adjective.
Slippery.
Oh.
Yep, there we go. And Khalil, a location, please.
A forest of crystalline trees.
Ooh.
Crystalline trees. Okay, well, this sounds like a lovely setting for a slippery mystery. Okay. I hope everyone else is excited. I'm concerned. Rachel, can you please make a statement about this role? Something that is absolutely 100% true.
Yeah, I forgot this part of the game. Something that is true about this world is that the clouds are made of candy floss.
Okay.
Sorry.
This is lovely.
Sorry to all those diabetic birds.
Bold of you to assume there are birds surviving in this world.
Sam,
well, it's becoming harder and harder
please.
to survive because they can't get their insulin.
Yeah, I was going to say insulin is scarce, but actually, I think I was going to say that every question, culturally, every question needs to be asked in a scream.
Oh my god, my flatmate's going to hate me.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Thankfully, I live in the middle of nowhere.
Obviously, we're all recording
neighbors,
in soundproof studios because we're professionals.
I'm in my soundproof dungeon. It has nothing to do with the fact that I will have murdered all of you if this ever airs. Khalil, one statement, please.
So the clouds are made of candy floss. Every question is screened. And they're... Oh god, this is toughy. People live underground in like kind of cave cities under the crystalline forest.
Okay. I like to think they're all preppers, and this is post-apocalypse.
Can be.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Right. In that
oh my god,
case...
the crystalline trees, they're sugar crystals.
Oh, yeah. Candyland, baby, let's go.
Wait, are we on Big Rock Candy Mountain?
We can be, but can it still be post-apocalypse?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So, Big Rock Candy Mountain, post-apocalypse.
Everyone's screaming questions at each other.
And can everyone please roll me another 2d6?
7.
7, 4,
3.
3. All right, Khalil, you get to make your character first. So tell us a little bit, name, pronouns, and some information about your character.
My name is Krusty Bucket.
Of course it is. Pronouns for
Uh,
Krusty?
Krusty Bucket will be he, him. And Krusty Bucket is is an old man. He claims to have been around before everything went to shit. But his tales are so tall that it's kind of hard to tell whether he's speaking the truth or not. And he seems to not have the most coherent sense of reality.
Okay, and can you tell me, what is a skill that Krusty Bucket is amazing at, good at,
Hollering.
bad at, and horrible at? Did you say immigrants?
Hollering, I said.
Some sort of Freudian.
Same number of syllables, but.
I'm sorry, what kind of character is Krusty Bucket we're talking about, Khalil? Hollering, he's very good at, okay.
So, yeah, hollering or shouting.
Yep.
He's quite good at scrambling.
Scrambling, cool. I'm not writing a G on any of these words you're giving me.
Yes. These are all G-less.
Yeah.
In fact, he doesn't believe in G. Or O or
Good
D.
to know.
No, he is minus. So he's not very good at. He's not very good at. He's not very good at concentrating. And he is terrible. Sorry, concentrating. And he is terrible at charming.
Charming. All right.
Or charming or persuading. I don't know. Don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, yes. I like when these skills are slightly ambiguous what they might be. Scrambling could apply to scrambling up a hill or scrambling eggs. It's gonna be fun. Now, Rachel, I believe you rolled the next highest. So can you tell us a little bit about your character? Starting with names and pronouns.
My character's name is Lady Pop. She, her. And she is a bright red cherry lollipop, like one of the ones that's like really squiggly, like a spiral, and then she's on a stick, but then it turns into 2 sticks at the bottom, and then she's got like Minnie Mouse in the public domain, red high heels, and she has arms as well that come off the stick.
Yeah.
So she's a giant lollipop. She is very good at keeping it sweet. She's quite good at pep talks, giving a little pep in the step. She's not very good at golf. And she is terrible at keeping secrets.
Okay. I'm still not giving any of these words G's, except the first G in golf. But golfing doesn't have a G in the end.
To tie in with the candy theme, Krusty Bucket is always covered in a thin layer of sherbet.
I'm not gonna ask questions.
He's kind of ashy for sherbet. Sherbety.
That's so sticky. Right, and Sam, your character, please.
I'm gonna be playing as Gravy Gumdrop. Who's a gingerbread man.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say is a gravy flavored gumdrop, so this is already slightly better. What are Gravy's pronouns?
Pronouns he, him. He's going to be very good at basting.
Based them. Okay.
And then pretty not too bad at crumbling.
Okay.
Pretty bad at dipping. And then just really bad when it comes to driving.
So real. He's just like me for real.
Right, and I'm going to think of another 4 skills that might come up. I'm going to say, because it is a mystery, I'm going to say murdering is a skill that might come up. We will have investigating. What else can we have? We will have
shooting.
Shooting?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, we're gonna have wrangling.
Wrangling. Oh, that's good.
And then lassoing. I don't know, I'm getting a slight cowboy vibe from your character names. Gravy Gumdrop, Krusty Bucket, and Lady Pop look like they could be in a western as well.
I think
slightly
it
western
might be a mystery western, yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm feeling.
I was getting more kind of Appalachian kind of deliverancy vibes.
Yeah.
Can I change to be Kermit the Frog, please?
No. We've established your character already.
So the four Dagmar given skills are murdering,
yep,
investigating,
wrangling,
and lassoing.
Murdering, investigating, wrangling, and lassoing. Yep. No shooting.
Yes.
No
shooting. No shooting. No.
Yeah.
No. That falls under a collection of different skills actually in the other categories. All right, so we find ourselves on Big Rock Candy Mountain post-apocalypse. What do you think brings the 3 of you together?
Something's amiss.
Okay, but what do you want the mystery you're investigating to be? Do you live in a small town, like small underground cave city?
Gravy Gumdrop is a lone prepper.
Lone, okay.
I think maybe we're in the saloon, you know, just getting a quick drink, and there's
what's the mystery? No. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna put a dead body in the middle of the room, but maybe we want to, you know, warm it up first before we go in full throttle.
How about a dead body that is sprouting sugar crystal trees out of it very rapidly?
It's very Hannibal. I like it.
Yeah. How about like maybe not in the middle of the room, but a dead body has been found.
Yeah.
It is sprouting crystals, and Gravy is kind of the immediate kind of obvious suspect because they are a lone prepper, and so nobody trusts them.
I'm just here to buy beef stock. I don't know why I'm being included in this.
So what are Gravy's pronouns again?
He, him.
He, him. But I think Krusty being even if people aren't sure if he's ever telling the truth, he is sort of like an elder in the community, and people do trust him. So I think because there is no sheriff, because you're all libertarian preppers, so you know you're all equals. But
does it count as prepping if the apocalypse has already happened?
Yes,
bit late to prep.
I've never.
We're prepping for the re-establishment of society.
Okay.
I see.
I like to think, Krusty, you're assigned as like the lead investigator. You're assigned as a lead investigator, and you don't think Gravy's done it. You don't think he'd be capable of this. And I think Lady Pop, you being a lollipop.
Yeah.
perhaps you might be more in tune with the trees than others.
Or maybe I'm the barmaid and I've been hearing snooping. That doesn't make sense. Hearing some gossip.
You're just inserting yourself into the investigation.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Krusty is declared detective, and Lady Pop inserts herself into the investigation. Okay, in that case,
insert lollipop, something.
Hey.
I've been dealing with so many insert something jokes on the internet these past few days, Khalil, because of the political hit right. So watch yourself. Right, I'm gonna turn my sound off for the next 5 minutes or so while I come up with what the fuck is going on in the story. So talk amongst yourself, and I'll be back in a sec.
Okay, whilst she can't hear us, we can say whatever the fuck we like. So you're working as a barmaid, then.
Can we just pretend I'm doing that accent, because I don't think it's my strong point.
I mean, last time Alex tried to get us all to do space French accents, so yeah, I think it's fine to dip out of an accent. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And if there's one thing we know is Gravy is bad at dipping, so it will not be like dipping in it. It'll just be...
But why is Gravy bad at dipping? Because Gravy is excellent for dipping.
Well, but yeah, they are a gingerbread man, so like dipping. Dipping is just going to lead to a lot of crumbling.
Yes.
They're good at crumbling, but they don't want too much of it. So like dipping needs to be avoided. Growing your hands back takes a long time.
Snap.
And like they're like, you don't have a -3 in here, but they're really bad at baking. So like getting themselves back to full is just not going to happen.
Yeah, I like to think
Krusty Bucket a humanoid?
Yes.
Nice.
Kind of he's got a kind of scraggly, quite long, whitish grey beard. Like older man.
Okay.
Has a kind of wild look in his eyes. Like he's seen some shit that he doesn't really understand how to share. And I'd say that probably some people in the town treat him with a bit of respect because he's an elder. I think a lot of other people in the town probably write him off as just some crazy old man. And maybe his role as detective is partly because it gives him something to do and keeps him out of the way of everyone else, and maybe partly because someone's got to do it.
So real.
And his main skills are hollering and scrambling, so he's not much use for other stuff,
What does a man like that do?
I would say that he probably alternates in locomotion between bipedal and quadrupedal.
Oh man, that's so good. Yeah.
Was it that creepy old man in a horror movie where they do like the four-legged run with the backwards heads?
No, that's scrambling. That is scrambling.
That's a top tier scrambling.
You alone. I knew it.
I'm a scrambling man.
Oh dear. Right. I've done some very faint notes, so we're gonna see what happens, because this could go any which way. But I know who the dead body is, and I know who did it, which is all that I need to know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes,
as ready as we'll be.
That's what I imagined. Yes. Right. You awaken in a strange place. It is the Mole, the saloon occupied by many a prepper in the settlement that sits beneath Big Rock Candy Mountain. Here in the year, you're not certain of the year anymore. It's been so long since you ventured above ground. Generations since the apocalypse. since the clouds turned to sugar and the trees also turned to sugar. And it's not safe up above ground anymore. So you all find yourself living in these caves, supplied with plenty of vitamin D tablets, in order to keep your levels nice and high. And you've all gathered here just for a drink, which is why it's a surprise when suddenly, Lady Pop, you check in the cupboard in the back for some more sarsaparilla, and the dead body of a woman falls out onto you.
Well, oh my golly gosh, there's a corpse in here.
Stand aside. And Detective Bucket coming through. Now what we got here?
I don't know. He just fell out the cupboard. I would have put even in there.
You recognize the body, Lady Pop. This is it's a woman. Dressed in very mannish clothes, so but this is Evangeline Partridge. Local celebrity, one-time radio host, until the batteries died on all the radios. But generally now she just goes to people's houses and repeats the news at them. And she has recently come around to each of your abodes and declared herself an enemy of the birds. And now you find her here, eyes pecked out. In the corner sits a shadowy figure, a cigarette held between their gingerbread fingers. I don't know why, but the idea of a gingerbread man with fingers is just so much worse than normal really gingerbread man.
Any. It's just like I've just kind of scraped like a little bit of the gingerbread.
Has it got like a nicotine stain
still
around
worse.
Yeah, it's just like the kind of ginger, like the kind of brown like cookie, and then like yellow in between.
And does the cigarette have like a red, like and white stripes going down it, like a candy cane?
Do you remember you could get those chocolate cigarettes?
Yeah.
That's what I've got.
One of those. It is also on fire.
Oh.
I'm just letting it burn. I'm not saying anything. I'm just watching.
Can I try to investigate the corpse?
Make me
to see if there are any other clues.
Roll.
I might like dust for prints using some of the sherbet from my skin.
Absolutely.
So
my first thought was, could you use dandruff as fingerprint dust?
No, too coarse. Not that I've tried it.
Maybe your dandruff is.
But science fact, you can use super glue.
I did know that.
The vapors from super glue, will like if you have like a little thing of super glue, the vapors from it will bind to the residues from like the oils and stuff from a fingerprint, and leave you with a kind of a bit of an imprint that you can kind of see if you tilt it towards the light.
And this is how they can get fingerprints off of human skin. They basically if they fumigate essentially like a whole body, because they don't do it on alive people, they can fumigate it with super glue vapor. I learned this from Death in Paradise.
You should remember that for when you kill us.
Rachel, I've got a list.
If you're watching also, this, it's already happened.
That's because of the fact that Alex isn't here. We're not even mentioning what's happened to Alex.
No, Alex is fucking one.
Yeah, we don't talk about the incident.
Anyways, Khalil, for the science fact, can you roll at advantage, please? So you can roll 2d6 twice and take the highest value.
8.
8. That is a mixed success. So you do manage to dust for prints. And you do get this weird imprint because it's not a finger. It's larger than that. It's as if someone's taken a wing and strangled this woman to death. However, while you are doing this, you inhale some of the sherbet, and you begin to choke on the dust from your own skin, hacking and coughing and contaminating the body in part.
Don't worry, I'll clear that up. I'll clear that up. And and as I'm trying to like clear it up, I'm just kind of smearing it all over the corpse.
Yes. Yes.
With that investigation, would I also be able to know whether the eyes were pecked out pre or post strangulation?
With an 8, I will say it happened post strangulation.
Mm-hmm.
But you do also then find the eyes as you rub the sherbet saliva all over the body. You jostle her, and the eyes roll out from underneath and stare up at you.
From the other side of the room, you're just going to hear, and next to Gravy Gusset, there's just going to be like a small little marshmallow who is going to translate everything for Gravy Gumdrop.
Oh my gosh.
Roll me 2d6, please, to see how true this statement is.
That is a 7.
Okay. Yes, but I'm going to rule, because that is a partial success. We're going to do this. You can start the sentence of the translation and I will finish it.
Yeah, okay. Like that.
So please, what did Gravy Gumdrop just say?
Well, what do we
have over there? That looks delicious.
Oh, these aren't on the menu. They're eyeballs.
But also, are they delicious, Dagmar? The eyeballs?
You know what? They're not terrible. You've eaten worse. You're from the Appalachians. Rocky Mountain oysters are still regularly on the menu.
I'll take one.
But I'm not gonna eat it. It's going in another hole.
Lady Pop slaps him with a napkin and says, "We are not that kind of bar."
I feel like I'll be shirking my duty as this detective if I was to let one of these eyeballs go in a hole.
Well, they can't both go in.
Can't or won't?
I mean, can't or
won't. We're gonna solve this mystery.
The last thing that Gravy Gumdrop started to say was, "I can fit it
anywhere you'd want me to."
Now, gentlemen, let's keep it sweet, please. We have a murder on our hands.
So did anyone? Do I know whether, like, Evangeline Partridge had declared herself an enemy of the birds.
Yes.
Are the birds known people, or is it just generally anything that's a bird? Or
so you know that the birds have been struggling since the clouds turned to candy floss because they don't have enough insulin.
Mm-hmm.
And you all being preppers, you get a lot of insulin. You don't know who leads the birds. You assume they've organized into some form of government, but you don't know who's in charge.
And assuming they don't live underground with us as well.
They do not, no.
Okay.
You may need to venture into the upper world.
looks like we're gonna have to venture into the upper world.
I've been up there.
It's really quite nice.
Well, what?
Nobody's ever.
Oh,
That screaming question thing is gonna fucking kill us.
It might. It might.
Let's head up.
It is easy enough
Yeah.
to gather your supplies, your all of the things you would normally think about taking with you if you were to head up out of the prepper zones. And it is true that Gravy Gumdrop has spent more time in the outer wilds than anyone else, given that he lives alone and has to venture above ground if he wants to make it to any other underground cities. You step out into the dim twilight, the sun reflecting still off of the multicolored sugar on the trees. Candy floss clouds drifting lazily overhead. And the first thing you spot is a single feather near the entrance to your cave system.
Can I retcon that I would have maybe grabbed a couple of vials of insulin on the way out, just so we've got that.
Yep, that would be easy enough to do. I said you will have access to insulin, so you've grabbed some insulin.
Cool.
Yeah.
The air is sweet.
Like a
Lady Bob
shisha
has a-
bar or a vape shop.
More like a cheesecake factory?
I've been in many shisha bars and some vape shops. I've never been in a cheesecake factory. So.
For me, it is the opposite.
I've been somewhere between, like a Cinnabon. I imagine, like
Yes, yeah. Like a donut shop is a good alternative, basically.
Can I roll to say that all the rivers around are like Cinnabon frosting?
Roll for it.
Ooh, viscous.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
9.
9.
Explains why.
That is a mixed success. It is cinnamon frosting, but it is rancid.
Oh Lord Jesus.
I reach into my pack just to check on my brisket.
Is it there?
Oh, I don't know. Can I make a basting roll to see how, like...
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, no. That's a 2 and a 1 and a 2 for a 5.
Oh God.
Right. You've lost the brisket.
Did someone take my...
My lover. You grope around in the bag and pull out another identical feather. Someone's rifled through your bag and stolen brisket.
Have you taken?
My lover, brisket.
Now I've never taken anybody else's lover, but I know a feather when I see one, and that there feather seems like a feather I've seen before. And Lady Pop has a little red handbag shaped like a heart, and she goes in it as she rustles around because she's got lots of insulin because she's made of sugar, so she doesn't need it.
Yes.
But she also has a lot of mini bottles of vodka because she likes to drink. And then she takes out the other feather from underground.
Yes, it is
Do the
the
feathers
same.
match?
The feathers match. As does the one you found lying in the entrance.
What does it look
They're
like?
all bright yellow.
Oh no, it's not him, is it?
I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely him.
Can I make an investigating roll to see if there's any tracks or clues around?
Please do.
That's just that 0, right? added to that.
If you have no
Yeah.
skill in it, it's just a +0. Yeah.
That's an 8 then.
An 8. Okay, yeah, still a mixed success. The tracks are confused. Because you see these large bird-like tracks, but only a little ways away from where you've left the cave system, there's like a mud patch, where the footprints have been trampled by something else, and you're not sure what it is. And you can see the tracks of the something else leaving the mud patch, but you can't see the bird tracks anymore.
No
Can
indication as to what the other thing is.
No, it's not something you'd be familiar with.
Can I make a pep talk roll so that maybe one of the gentlemen can roll for investigating with some extra pep?
Yes, you can, but keep in mind that if this goes badly on your part, it'll go worse for everyone. But yes, please.
Okay. That's a risk I'm prepared to take. What do I add on for quite good too?
It's a +2 for quite good.
+2.
Really?
9 altogether.
One.
A 5 and a 2.
Sorry, no. For amazing, it's +2, and for good, it's +1. So
Then 8.
Yeah. 8. Well, either one would have been a mixed success. So Lady Pop is a very flattering figure. And I'm sure for the gentleman, it is very nice to be pep talked by such a buxom lollipop. It is also slightly distracting. So I'm gonna rule it's not gonna have any effect on their future investigation rolls, but they're surely becoming more infatuated.
Sick.
Every time we play this game, it ends up with something like this happening. Like little love heart candies, bing, appear in Krusty Bucket's eyes. But like in the little hearts,
Yes.
it says, "Let's get investigated."
Cool.
One of my gumdrop buttons just pings off.
I won't ask which one. So could I do some investigating to find out what the other set of footprints might belong to?
Sure.
And what might have happened at the place
Yes,
where
I will
those
let
footprints
you.
get
I
all
will let you
jumbled up.
make one more check to try to figure this out, and after that, you're gonna have to just decide to do something else.
8.
8. It looks like whatever happened here, the other thing collided with the bird. So whatever it is, you're not 100% certain. It's not something you'd know from any of your stories of the before times. But you do realize that whatever it is must have seen the bird that fled the scene of the crime. And you can follow the tracks of the other thing.
Well, it looks like somebody bumped into the bird as they were running away from the cave. Should we follow? Shall we follow?
I think we must.
Yes, let's go that.
Direction, because also I really need to pee and there's a bush over there.
You should do what I do. Just go in your pants.
My goodness, how's a lady supposed to survive under these conditions?
Like, warmth is an important part of survival.
Oh Lord! And then Lady Pop swigs from one of the mini bottles of vodka in her bag.
My kind of candy eyes just kind of grimace for a moment as I just pee. I'm wearing like dungarees, like.
What does
but
gingerbread
nothing.
man pee look like?
I imagine similar to that, like really off frost thing in the river.
I was gonna say it's just sugar syrup.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
be that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It can't
So
all
you
be
ju- you-
frosting.
So you just gommed yourself.
Please make a basting roll.
Actually, you know what, Sam? Can you please make a basic roll?
That's a 10.
This is the first success you've rolled, and it is to piss yourself successfully.
So if I piss myself successfully, what does that mean? What?
It means you don't become too soggy to walk.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. If it's
And
like,
it actually, if there were any like damage, if there were any cracks, they would have potentially glued back together again with the sugar syrup. But you haven't taken any damage yet,
so what happens to the sugar syrup then? Like
it
that
just leaks into the ground.
leaks
It
into the
will
ground.
eventually be assimilated into the sugar crystalline trees.
Oh no, let's hope what it was a Borg. Don't like
Borg.
it. Yeah, assimilation. Star Trek
Ah,
reference.
yes. Yeah.
Fine,
Sorry, I'm the wrong type of nerd.
fine.
So yeah, should we follow the non-bird tracks?
Mhm.
Aye.
What would yeah? Do we need to roll a check for that, or can we just?
Nope, you can just
Follow
follow them. You've
Okay.
spotted them already. You follow them deeper into the woods.
And I'm all the while I'm regaling everyone with like tales of these woods from the old times, and you're not really quite sure whether they're true or not. It's like, oh, and that there was where there was the great battle of Florfin Fatty Flower, and that was when the gummy bears and the gummy worms came to blows, and it kind of wiped each other out.
Oh my goodness, what a tragedy.
It was delicious though.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Maybe you can dig up some corpses later.
Don't tempt us.
You follow these strange tracks deeper into the woods as the sugary thickets grow dark and heavy around you. Suddenly you hear the sound of a waterfall in the distance.
But
Can
is
I-
it like
And-
gloopy waterfall?
That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna
It's a
say.
very gloopy waterfall. And on top of it, sometimes drowned out by the noise of the gloop, is a very soft chanting. Om. Om. As you walk into the clearing, see this would at one point have been majestic, but is now rancid icing that is coming down from this otherwise quite pretty clearing. You see a herd of deer all bowing down like in The Lion King, and in front of them, a deer sat up, two legs raised in the air, a crown adorning their head made of a miscellany of candy, sat atop a ride-on lawnmower, leading the chant.
And they
Now,
don't see us or hear us, or
They've all got their eyes closed right now.
Okay.
They're all like this sort of almost translucent blue color. And as you enter the clearing, you feel a sense of calm wash over you. Till the leader opens his eyes and looks right at you, goes, "Ah!"
now, you with the crown. What is all this hoo-ha going on here?
I'm assuming you're screaming that culturally.
Yes. What's all
Scream in the
that?
accent. We have guests, my good fellows. Welcome. My name is Dederick, and I am the Deer God, and this is my domain.
Oh, well, isn't that just wonderful? We're from the caves.
Yeah, we're emissaries and representatives of the Candy Cave population under Big Rock Candy Mountain. We're
Okay.
in your wonderful domain, investigating a horrific murder that occurred just recently in our community.
Oh no!
And we have reason
Drops
to
his
believe that
hands.
the perpetrator has fled into these here woods. Have you by any chance seen a bird match? Have you by any chance seen a bird matching this description?
And I hold up one of the feathers.
The deer god drops his front legs, sets the lawnmower in gear, and races and stops the lawnmower like right in front of your noses, and just stares down at you in shock. A murder! Oh, how terrible! How terrible! In my peaceful wood, well, near my peaceful woods, but still. Oh, that's pretty. May I have the feather?
I'll turn to the other two and just be like, oh, yeah. He's quite melodramatic.
Not as melodramatic as I can be.
See? I told you.
It can get even worse.
Now,
Well-
No, please, detective, take it away.
Oh well, I didn't mean to speak on behalf of the whole party here, but these feathers are evidence in an ongoing investigation. So for now, I'm terribly sorry, Your Majesty, but I'm not sure that it would be prudent to part with this here evidence.
Make me either a charmin or a keeping it sweet check.
Oof. I would say that this is more keeping it sweet than charming, because I'm not trying to like be mates with him. I'm just trying to, keep it
Hold
civil.
on to your own evidence.
So
Yeah.
that's a plus
Yeah.
0 rather than -2.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as you can justify the roll, I'm happy with
Still roll bad. 6.
Okay, that is a failure. Yeah, the dear god just snatches the feather out of your hands and like starts putting it into their crown.
But of course, in a
Tribute!
exactly as a display of the respect and conviviality between our two communities, I feel like an exception could be made to law enforcement protocol at this here time.
Can I make a resources?
An exception has been made, my good fellow.
Can I
Indeed.
make a resources roll for my shotgun?
Yes, you may.
A gingerbread man with a cigarette and a shotgun and wet trousers.
It's a 10.
Okay, well, you get 2 resources in that case. So you do have a shotgun, and one other resource that you can decide at a later point.
Shotgun shells.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's just a handkerchief to clean myself up a little bit.
Okay.
But then I would just take the shotgun and just like point it at him. I'm not doing it. Just like.
A lady pop just kind of saunters in the middle. Oh wait, yeah, you got to say what you got to say.
I'll just feather back.
Or I start shooting.
Now, boys, let's play nice, okay? We got a long day ahead of us, and I would really prefer if I did not have to interfere in this poppycock. So let's keep it sweet, okay?
May Roy keeping it sweet roll.
12?
That
Oh.
is a success. Yep.
Crit.
Yep.
Oh no, wait, wait, wait.
Well,
Yeah.
dirty 12.
The dear god. Oh, okay, very well. And hands the feather, tucks the feather into the barrel of the shotgun, to give it back to you. No, I did see this bird. Big fella, big fella. I drove over him in my he
I love
headed
this guy.
to the trees in the direction of the old golf course.
Ah, yes, the golf course that was the battlefield of Flareton between the the gummiologists and the hard candy nation.
Roll 2d6 to see how true this statement is.
7.
Well, yes, they were there, but it was my people that were victorious, of course.
As we can see, you've been extant in this here locale, and I'm sure that we can arrange for the feather to be tributed to you post ipso facto quad erat demonstrandum once this investigation is all tied up in a nice little bow.
Oh, lovely, lovely, very good. Starts clapping. Tries to put the lawnmower in reverse. Realizes he doesn't know how to do it. And then yells for his followers to drag the lawnmower back to his throne.
As he's doing
goodbye!
that, I'll be like, "There you go, I can drive."
But I haven't got my license on me, and there is a cop here.
Now, I'm not technically a cop. People just, trust my judgment and my skills at hollering and scrambling, which are key to, the elucidation of mysteries, capers, plots, twists, and the like. So, license. I don't have a license. I'm not even a licensed investigator. Look, my license is a candy wrapper.
It does say, I can do what I want.
Yeah, I can do what I want, but like scrawled in like terrible handwriting on an old bag of Haribo.
The best libertarian.
Well, that's even better than a cop. I feel much safer now.
I'll put a hand on the steering wheel of this drive-on mower, just being like,
it's gone. You're not getting this one, Sam. I'm sorry.
to drive to the golf course.
Well, it might be on the golf course.
Yeah, monster trucks.
Exactly. Roll 2d6.
Oh.
Yeah, you've heard of mini golf. This is monster golf. The balls are like this big.
That's a 6 and a 5 for an 11.
Okay, yeah, there's monster trucks on the golf course.
So they say that the monster golf cart trucks were for monster golf because the monster golf was for monsters to play. So we need to keep our eyes peeled, unwrapped, alert.
Do you still have those eyeballs we found earlier?
Do I?
Would you have taken them with you? They might be evidence.
Yes. Yeah. No. I would have pocketed. I would have put them in the the bib pocket of my overalls.
You've got them.
Cool.
Remembering that, can I ask?
They say I have my granddad's eyes.
Can I put them in an orifice?
But not the one you're expecting.
How about one? We keep one clean, and we put one in a hole.
I think that's very fair compromise, but I'm turning around.
I try and look to see which one is the one I licked, and I'll give the one I licked to Gravy.
Okay. Gravy will just put one up his nostril.
Make a dippin' check.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And this is the origin of synesthesia, which is a thing where two of your sensory inputs and the way that they're processed kind of get processed by the same bit of the brain, and they end up kind of eliding. So, for example, certain sounds might trigger certain colors in someone's mind, or some names might or words might trigger certain tastes, and you get it in all sorts of iterations. Sometimes psychedelics can kind of temporarily induce that as well. I don't know how.
Interesting.
I failed.
Okay. You go to put it in your nostril, but you remember you're a gingerbread man. You don't have a nose. But you forget about this very frequently. So you go and you keep going, and the eyeball drops behind you, and you can't find it. You've lost the eyeball.
Oh.
While not looking, Lady Pop says, "Is it in?"
It's something.
You mean, is it in?
I'm 90% sure I'm actually going to shed a tear before the end of this session. Like...
All right.
So going to the golf course?
Yeah, let's go to the golf course. I think that particular bit of evidence has Krusty is just going to leave it to, chalk it up as a loss. They've still got one eyeball.
Yeah, yeah. Doesn't matter where you look, you can't find the one that fell. It's just gone. But you make your way. You know vaguely the direction of the golf course because, Gravy, you may well have been at that battle because you know at least some facts about it. And sorry, Krusty may have been in the battle. Gravy, you will have seen the shapes, the hulking figures of the monster trucks in the distance. Lady Pop, you're just, you're having fun. It's your first time above ground, probably.
As we get closer to the golf course, you see Krusty kind of he starts to get a little bit more anxious, and he starts to kind of get a bit jittery. As if at the closer you get to the golf course, the less he wants to be there. But he's probably trying to hide it, but like not well.
Yeah. Make me a keeping secrets check, please. See how well he's hiding it.
8.
Okay. Yeah, you're managing to hide most of your anxiety, but it is if someone pays attention, it's noticeable enough.
I think maybe like the biggest tell is that as a kind of displacement activity, Krusty is nervously playing a travel-sized washboard as they walk along.
Roll 2d6 to see if you've got one of those.
7?
Yes, you do.
Nice.
So you just walk along like.
I'll join in with the banjo.
Roll 2d6. Oh no, because you had a handkerchief. What's your other resource that you picked?
But can't I look for more resources? I thought.
Yeah, you can. I thought you had one left over.
Oh no! Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, you'd pick 2 then, so you have to reroll.
It was an 8.
Yeah, so you've got a banjo.
Yeah.
Lady Pop.
Can I roll for trumpet, please?
Please.
Roll
2d6.
for trumpet.
Please.
Roll for trumpet.
7, please.
7. Yeah, you've got a trumpet. You've created an improvised band, and you walk onto the golf course, overgrown, returned to nature, but still noticeable because the sand pit is still there, and there's still holes dotted about the place with the little flags sticking up. That still they're encrusted in sugar, but they haven't.
See the
decayed to
banners
time.
of war still fluttering over the graves of these multitudes.
And as you step onto the golf course, you see a monster truck, bright pink, covered in Guy Fieri flames, nearby, and hopping up onto the monster truck is a squirrel with a single eyeball clenched in their teeth.
Can I?
Fuck, they saw me! Scrambles into the driver's seat, and you can't see what happens next, but the monster truck suddenly starts moving down the golf course.
So how far away from us is it, and how fast is it going, and what direction is it going?
Very slowly, going to move basically straight across the golf course. That monster truck's probably about 30 meters away. There's another monster truck that was parked right behind it.
Okay. I'll turn to the others and say,
You know what to do.
and then I'm gonna scramble into the back of the first monster truck
Make me a scrambling check.
if I can catch it.
Make me a scrambling check. It's gonna start accelerating, but absolutely.
So I'm a scrambling man. That is a dirty 12.
Nice.
Incredible. You Krusty Bucket has never moved this fast.
And he goes
and
into full like quadrupedal kind of like spider elderly
It's
hillbilly
horrible.
man.
I hate
mode.
this so much.
Like
Um,
his elbows and knees are both like above his torso, you know?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Yes, Krusty Bucket, you managed to scramble onto the back of this monster truck that this squirrel is driving somehow. That is starting to accelerate away. Lady Pop and Gravy, what are you doing?
Can I do two things? Like, first of all, you said sand pits on a golf course, which just makes me think, like, can these sand pits just be like kids making sandcastles? Like, rather than
2d6.
like bunkers on a golf course. 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got like the little wooden bits around them to stop the sand spilling out.
Perfect. And the other thing was because Krusty said, "You know what to do." I just like shoot my shotgun.
Making me a murdering roll.
that is an 11.
11.
Yeah.
You hear a from the like the front. It's not a cockpit on a monster truck, but you know what I mean, the cabin of the monster truck. And
you also hear a from the back.
Yeah, it's a shotgun for
miss.
spread, isn't it? Yeah.
the monster truck doesn't stop,
So
but no
do
one
I-
is steering it anymore,
Fucking
and it
kill
is
them.
accelerating.
Hmm.
Lady Pop, what
Uh,
are you doing?
So do I still? I roll for resources. I got my trumpet.
Yeah.
Do I still have another
Yeah.
one that I could use? I'd like
No.
to.
You
Oh,
you guess you rolled a 7, which is a mix of sex, so you only get one
Okay,
resource.
okay.
You can
Can I
roll
roll
again
again?
for resources at any time. Yeah.
yeah. I'd like to roll for a lasso.
Okay.
Ooh, 7. One lasso.
You've got a lasso.
Okay, now I'd like to make a lassoing roll.
Absolutely. You're trying to lasso the monster truck.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a lasso and roll.
Snake eyes.
You lasso Krusty around the neck. All right, Krusty, can you make me a wrangling roll, please, to try to hold on to the monster truck?
Are you sure you want to do that?
If you want to hold on, you can also declare that you're just gonna let go.
I don't think Krusty would have had the time or presence of mind to hold on, and
Okay,
I
in
think
that
it would have just
case-
been a straight up just like
In that case, Krusty, you get yanked from the back of the monster truck, a lasso around your neck. You're gonna take 1 point of damage.
very fair.
But in the brief
We
moment,
start off with 10
in
hit
which,
points, right?
Yeah, you start off with 10 hit points. In the brief moment in which Lady Pop, you had lassoed someone clinging onto the monster truck, you also get yanked forward, and you're also going to take a point of damage. The monster truck is careening over the golf course, bumps up against one of these sand pits, almost flips over, lands back on its wheels, and then a tire blows, and it just starts going in like a circle until eventually it slows down and comes to a stop.
I reload my shotgun and just like crack it up and start walking, pointing directly towards it.
Nice.
You hear from the inside of the cabin as you approach, going, "Oh my god, they killed Petey Steve! They killed him! Oh, we have to get revenge, revenge, revenge!" And you see inside about 20 squirrels come pouring out of the cab of the monster truck, yelling, screaming for revenge. You have a single shotgun. What are you doing?
Can I, as a prepper,
Yes.
stow it away and pull out my machine gun?
Roll 2d6.
Where is this gingerbread man keeping this fucking arsenal of weapons?
Don't ask. Don't ask. That's a 9.
Okay. That is a mixed success. You've got the machine gun, you forgot the bullets.
Oh.
But
Hate
you can
when that
beat them
happens.
with it.
Yeah. Yeah. How far away are they from me?
You're approaching them, they're approaching you. It's like 20, 50 meters and closing.
I'm gonna look at the marshmallow and just be like, and that will understand in its head that I've said, "It's your time now." And like, can I take
To
a
detonate.
bite out it and then throw it?
Roll me a murdering skill check, please.
That's a 9.
Mixed success. You're too close. You're too close, and the marshmallow blows, scattering squirrel bits everywhere, and the eye also. They had brought it with them. The eye goes flying. It's not destroyed somehow, but you're not sure where it's landed. Gravy, you're gonna take a point of damage as well, and your marshmallow is now no longer with us.
So now we can't understand what Gravy says.
No.
Okay, so I kind of start like disentangling myself from the strawberry laces lasso that is wrapped around my neck.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, poof. Thanks, I guess.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I really don't know why I thought that was something I could do.
Well, you did it.
Well,
Let's. Did you see where that eyeball went?
I think it went up into the sky, and I did not trust myself to lasso again.
God, did I see where did I see where that eyeball went?
It landed off course.
Oh, so it went into the rough.
Yeah,
It didn't go.
yeah,
into
it went
the
into the
holes.
rough. You're gonna have to go look for it. It's not anywhere like nearby enough.
You gotta play it where it lies.
What's the rough made out of? What about it?
It's what are they called? Fuck. Licorice all sorts. just piled together.
Ugh.
What's the rough? I also, out of character, don't know anything about golf.
It's the longer.
I only know
longer
things
grass.
about golf because I live in St
Ah,
Andrews. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just
fair
the
enough.
longer grass that's
The bit
more
you're
difficult
not meant to
get
hit
out
it
of.
into.
Yeah.
Got you.
Well,
got
one
ya,
of the many
okay.
bits you're not meant to hit it into. There's
Yeah.
the wet bit, the sandy bit, the tall bit,
The
and
passerby bit.
and the car park.
All
And the
right.
neighboring houses if you're in St Andrews.
Cool.
I pick myself up, dust myself off, shed a tear.
You all right, boy? Sure, whatever.
Oh my goodness, where's that little marshmallow gone?
And I would just go.
Now,
I'm
Crust,
sorry for your loss. Thoughts and prayers.
Indeed. Now, Gravy, I know that it's been a long time that you ain't been socializing with nobody but that marshmallow. But I really do believe that you maybe have picked something up on our little venture out here. So I think if you really put your noggin to work, then maybe you could speak with us a little bit. Can I make a pep talk roll?
Pep talk and roll, yep.
9?
So this is partially going to be up to Sam on whether or not Gravy will pick up some actual language skills.
Mm-hmm.
Gravy is going to occasionally, if he does, drop in the wrong word.
Okay, then yes, we'll be able to speak now, but yeah, vocabulary's not up to scratch.
No.
But not yet.
Not yet. No. We'll see how things go by the end.
Just that, like a crumbly thumbs up.
Oh, that's great, darling. You take your time.
Have we seen any feathers since we got to the golf course?
You've not looked for any yet.
I would like to look for some feathers.
Make me an investigating check, please.
8.
8. You do see some feathers. They're not yellow. They're in the rough. And they're green. And they're sort of sticking out as if something might be trying to hide behind a pile of the yellow circles with the licorice in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I whispered to Gravy,
Cover me. I'm going in.
and I dipped down onto my quadrupedal scrambling form again.
Make me a dipping check.
Okay, so this is dipping rather than scrambling.
Because you said the word dip.
Well, I think I dislocate a knee or something because that was a 5.
You just like slot drop down to the ground.
You hear a bunch of cracking, like someone dropping a bag of dice.
You take another point of damage and you're just kind of stuck for a
Oh,
moment.
my back.
And in this moment you hear a, I've got you now, fugitives. And you see appearing out from the rough, eyeball sort of like dangling down from behind, like a slightly pointy bit of feather by the optical nerve, the Duolingo owl. Look at me like this, Sam.
Yeah, I hate that owl.
That's why he's
It
here.
just makes me feel so fucking bad about myself.
You've been neglecting your language classes. I found you now.
Prick.
Oh, well done, honey.
He's been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
Well, but the rest of you have not learned a word of French since you started the course
Ugh, not French again.
back in the old days. Crusty.
I thought I was subscribed to Portuguese.
You did both. And you never finished
Ah,
either.
dang, damn it. Mas se eu posso completar as aulas em francês, seria mais confortável com isso?
I forgive you. Not bad, given how long it's been. And what about you, Lady Pop?
I'm still working on my accent.
Yeah, I feel like my accent has wandered around so many different places and iterations that counts as several languages.
Mhm.
Right, Lady Pop, I'm going to ask you to make a Charmin check, please. But I will allow you to roll at advantage because Krusty is kind of helping you.
Yay. Okay, 8.
8. Okay. I suppose the language course is the starting where everyone has to start somewhere. But you better learn at least one word of another language before you find that killer. Or I'll be coming for you, and there'll be another murder to solve.
You say that killer. You wouldn't happen to know anything about these yellow feathers, would you? I mean, you wouldn't happen to know anything about these yellow feathers, would you?
Sam, this is all you're doing.
And
Yeah, this
I
is the most
am
evil rule.
loving it so
And this
much.
is where Sam's not allowed to be mad at me for bringing the Duolingo out.
No, I'm mad at the owl. I'm not mad at you.
Okay, that's fine. We all are. I do know who those there feathers belong to. There's only one family that has that hue. Big Bird the 7th. Of the Arkansas Big Bird the 7th. He
Would
lives
that
up there. And he points a feathery wing up to the top of Big Rock Mountain. Clouded in candy floss, but through the clouds you see a castle loom over the valley. Hard to get up there if you haven't got some kind of off-road all-terrain vehicle.
Can you tell me how to get there? How to
Oh
get...
yeah, you just follow the A9.
Oh, how to... Oh, okay.
Gravy, you're doing so well. I knew you could do it.
Affirmative.
I am just absolutely over the moon. See, Al, maybe you could learn from me sometime.
Don't try your luck, lady.
The
Whatever.
investigatory posse of the Under Mountain Candy Cave community, those are spelled with C's, not K's, thanks you for your cooperation.
and I'm gonna palm the owl a vial of insulin and wink. Well, I tried to wink, but it kind of like it just comes across as like an out of sync blink.
I love the insulin.
Palms the insulin,
I love it.
takes out a cigar, lights it, and I'll give this back to you. And he just hands you the eyeball that's been dangling from his head.
Thank you.
They'll lead you to the killer.
These will lead us
And
to the
he
killer.
fades back into the rough, and all you see is a trail of cigar smoke going up.
Just this giant
Away at my
owl
hair.
mascot. Just like...
Oh no, he's kind of little, but he's also very obviously still there.
Right, okay.
I pictured the Duolingo owl to be about Pikachu size.
Oh, I'm used to the TikToks of Duolingo where it's a giant fucking owl. It is like really,
Absolutely
really
not.
big. Big bird and giant owl. That's my two.
Mhm.
Sleep paralysis demons now.
I never watched Sesame Street as a child, and I was really scared of Big Bird. But in Dutch, Big Bird is called Pino.
Did you all know that Big Bird was meant to be on the Challenger? Like the
As in,
I don't think I could do that.
yeah, like the spacecraft that exploded. Big Bird was
Is
meant
that
to be
the
in
one that was it the Challenger in which there was that woman who'd won a competition? She was a kindergarten teacher, and her entire class was watching, and then the spaceship exploded.
Yeah, it was some bad shit.
Was it
with
the Challenger?
Well, I don't know if she was on that
It was
one.
one
but-
of them that exploded. There was
Yeah.
a civilian on board who was a teacher,
But-
and like her class of like 6 or 7-year-olds was watching the launch.
Yeah,
also, Big Bird was meant to be on the Challenger is in the same bucket of stories as Mark Wahlberg was meant to be on one of the 9/11 flights.
wasn't it was it Seth MacFarlane, I think, was on like the 9/11
Oh,
flights.
I think a
Yeah.
fair few famous
Oh,
people were
fair
due
enough.
to be on one of those flights, but Mark Wahlberg, famous, violent
racist, yeah.
former violent racist thug.
Did we
is-
forgive him?
No.
no.
Okay, just
Yeah.
checking. I didn't
No.
think we did, but
I just didn't want to
Just
lie. But
covering the stream.
I don't have the money
Fair.
for a lawyer. But yeah, he
He won't be
was-
watching. He's getting ready to get up at 2 a.m. for the gym.
But in an interview, he famously said that if he'd been on the plane, there's no way it would have gone down.
I have heard those. While we're on the subject of celebrities, I just want to mention, if you've never seen Ben Affleck's back tattoo, you should look it up.
Oh, what a beauty!
It's
It is.
fantastic.
It
I'm
is
gonna look it
a.
up right now.
It is a multicolored phoenix that looks like it should be like on the door of a van or like on like
Can I roll
or on
2d6
on the
to
on
say
the
that it's
wall
Big
of
Bird?
like on the
Yes,
wall of like a
absolutely.
on the wall of on the outside on the exterior wall of an establishment that by day is a juice bar and at night is like a singles bar.
Oh.
And I
It
like
goes
to
all the way
think
down.
I like to think that the graffiti next to it is Roger Stone's Nixon back tat. Uh,
Wow.
Anyways.
I love science.
So, tattoos, the reason that the ink stays in your skin is because little immune cells called macrophages that live in your skin and gobble up invading like pathogens, they detect the ink as an invading body and gobble up the ink and store it in, because it's stable, it doesn't get broken down by the cell, store it in the macrophages. And just like all cells, they have a certain lifespan and then they die, and the ink gets kind of released, and then the neighboring macrophages gobble it up again, which is why over time tattoos start to kind of spread and fade slightly. And that's why the more damage you have to that skin, whether it's sunburn or not moisturizing or anything like that, the cells last a shorter amount of time, so you have more generations in a set amount of time, so it fades faster.
Oh. I didn't
Take
know that.
inspiration on your next roll. And also, for those considering getting a tattoo is an open wound. So please make sure to manage the wound care properly, because otherwise you'll get a real nasty infection.
Is that said from experience?
No, it's not. It's said from this is what I learned before I got my own first tattoo, and I made sure it didn't happen to me, because ouch.
Nice.
His public health announcements with Dakmar. It's the new
Yeah.
series we're starting.
Yeah. What's your tattoo?
Good public
Can I
health
ask? No.
announcements and how to murder your enemies.
And how to
Right.
dispose of the body in a sanitary way.
Mm.
So,
International waters. What else is there?
that's what they're for.
Where
So
are
gravy. So gravy. Do you fancy driving?
we?
I will try my worst.
Oh, well, honey, I'd like to live. So I've seen what you can do.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't have any options, so here we go.
Are we all in this monster
the other-
truck, or
There is so the one
'Cause
that
there was a second
that
truck,
you
right?
shot at has crashed and has a punctured tire.
Hmm.
There is the
Mm.
second monster truck, which is this gaudy. It's you're not sure what the pattern is at first until you realize that if you were looking at the monster truck from above, it would look like a phoenix. That is also Big Bird. But the keys are in the ignition.
Now that is a back tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how
If
recently
Ben
was this paint
Affleck
job
gives
done?
us £1 million, I will get a Big Bird Phoenix back tattoo.
Yeah, I would offer, but most of my back is already taken. So-
Big cover up.
I'll get Elmo.
I guess you could turn a jellyfish into a phoenix. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
my back is
thought
also
it was going to be the
available.
Velociraptor drawing that you got tattooed on your back, so you'd match your own shower curtain.
Oh my god. Oh, don't put ideas like that in my head.
I still have the original drawing.
Okay, back to reality. So we are in the monster truck.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are in
We're
the
in it,
monster
okay.
truck.
Are there golf clubs in the back?
There are golf clubs in it.
Cool. I'm gonna nab them. Yeah.
Yep.
I will attempt to stick it into first.
Make me a driving check.
5.
You stick it in reverse.
Yeah.
You go careening towards the rancid frosting river.
Ooh.
I would
You
like to
have-
scramble out.
Make me a scrambling check. Lady Pop, what is your reaction to this development?
I would also like to make a scrambling check.
Absolutely, go for it. And Gravy, what are you doing?
Trying to kind of like Fast and the Furious style wheel spin to get it back round.
Make me a wrangling check.
Wrangling, perfect. That's a 4.
I got a 6.
Lou,
Going
what did
down
you
with the
get?
ship.
Scramble King got an 8.
That's not a complete success, but okay.
I mean, compared to the other two, I think I'm feeling pretty
Crusty.
accomplished.
Yes, Krusty, you throw yourself out of the monster truck with a bag of golf clubs, and they bonk you in the head as you fall down. So take another point of damage. Lady Pop, you're trying to scramble out, but you're trying to go out the driver's side, which means you crash into Gravy, who's trying to Fast and the Furious it. But Gravy, your arm gets stuck in the steering wheel. And your
Oh.
other arm keeps turning, and it starts wrenching around. Take a point of damage. I'm not gonna remove body parts again. That
Yeah,
happened to you last
Yeah,
time.
don't sever my biscuit arm.
No. But Lady Pop, you and Gravy are sort of tangled up together with the steering wheel as the monster truck keeps going backwards, crashes into the rancid river. And thankfully, Lady Pop, you managed to shield Gravy from most of the wave of rancid frosting.
What do you mean, thankfully? What about me?
You take a point of damage, but Gravy'd already taken one for this skill check, so I'm not going to make him take another one.
Alright.
But strangely enough, the monster struck, because of the hydrodynamics of this the frosting's alive. It's so rancid, it's gained sentience. And it starts. You hear these tiny popping and bubbling noises of excitement as you feel the monster truck get lifted up into the waves of frosting as it starts carrying you upstream.
Oh my god.
Driving good.
No, honey, it's not. It's not good.
Krusty,
Wait for me!
you've avoided falling in the river, but your friends are getting carried up towards the mountain on the river now. What are you gonna do?
Are they getting carried faster than scrambling speed?
They're not.
I'm gonna scramble after them.
Okay, so you're just gonna follow the river along.
I think it would be because
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
even have another-
absolutely, yeah. Eventually you come across, as the monster truck is getting carried upstream, eventually the stream meets the A9, which travels alongside. Shut up, Sam. And you see why the Duolingo Owl said that you need an all-terrain vehicle, because the A9 is packed bumper to bumper with abandoned cars.
Yeah, still dueling it, right?
Pull up to the bumper, baby.
Such a niche Stirlingshire reference, that.
But you
I feel
are
like there was different
Krusty,
vibes on top and bottom of the screen in that moment.
Krusty, you are proficient at scrambling, and scrambling over some long abandoned rusty cars is no problem for you.
It makes a lot of really
eventually-
cool like bonking and creaking noises.
It does. It definitely does.
This is the worst image I've ever had in my head of this old man.
It's absolutely horrible, and I hate all of you.
dragging a tube of golf clubs
Golf
behind him as
clubs.
well.
So what we
Like,
didn't mention at the start of the
every windscreen I pass, like
is
eventually,
smashed.
like after I pass, gets smashed by the golf clubs.
Yeah. What we didn't mention at the start of the stream is that when this comes out, it's because I have murdered all three of you. But the reason I murdered all three of you is actually what's happening right now. And
Strange
Rachel's a
timeline.
witness, so I have to end her as well.
Time is a flat circle.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, eventually the semi-ish sentient frosting river deposits the monster truck in the fountain in front of the Big Bird the Seventh of the Arkansas Big Bird the Seventh's mansion. And Krusty comes scrambling over the final car as the A9 ends here also.
Can I say thank you to the frosting and ask it its name?
Make me a charming check.
Yeah. No, that's a 3.
Okay, yeah. You ask it, but if it responds, you can't understand.
I'm gonna call it Gale.
Gale. Is that with a Y or like the guy from Baldur's Gate?
YILE.
That makes sense. You have arrived at the Big Bird the Seventh mansion.
Give me a second. I got Gale all over my face.
That's a line by Mistra.
Force 10 Gale.
Okay, I'm ready.
Goodness. All right.
You
missed a bit.
Add
Right.
character.
I'll give my handkerchief over.
Thank you so
Covered in
much,
piss.
darling. Oh, pardon?
It's covered in piss.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I was feeling jealous that you had a piss rag in our other campaign, so I got one now. It's just covered in caramel.
Darling, I think you might need some insulin.
So, diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus are the old names for different types of diabetes. And mellitus, meaning sweet, and insipidus, meaning sour, comes from the taste of the patient's urine. Because if it's sour, then it's just piss. But if it's sweet, then that denotes the presence of sugar in your urine, and sugar should never be in your urine. So that means that that they're a specific type of processing problem that I don't have the kidney or pancreatic knowledge to go into detail about.
I'm gonna still give you inspiration if you've used the last one you had. You've got
No, I
inspiration
still have my
now.
tattoo one.
Okay. Then you don't get another one. But yeah.
That
sorry.
feels-
joy
that
of
feels
science.
cruel. That feels cruel.
I
for-
was
I'm not
distracted
inspired.
by thoughts of why my players, and by that I mean you three, and Alex, I'm gonna include Alex in this, insist on including piss rags when I'm DMing.
Why not?
What's wrong with that?
Hey,
I've got
I
a
haven't introduced
rag.
Piss Rag 1 yet. Still these lot.
Still time.
The campaign is young. Anyway, so Krusty Bucket
I'm for
gets out a rag and
TPK.
starts pissing on it. No.
Roll 2d6 for equipment.
Old man.
And then
piss.
make me a based-in check.
No, okay. So, based. Okay, so does it look like we have ingress points to the mansion?
There's a really big door.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of windows. There are several chimneys on the top.
Any bins?
Roll 2d6. And also tell me why you want a bin.
I'm looking for Oscar. I've heard of him.
Fair.
8.
8. Yeah, you do. There are a few bins, sort of around the side.
I'll just point at them like avoid.
There's a banging noise coming from the inside of one of them.
Oscar has a guest.
Oscar fucks.
Hey, it was only a partial success.
On a very, very slight digression, I promise this will be very short. Are you familiar with the drinking game Never Have I Ever?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so one time, during a game of Never Have I Ever, someone said, "Never have I ever had sex in a bin," and one of my friends drank.
This makes me really, really sad.
One of my friends.
You wouldn't know them. You wouldn't know them.
They go to a different school.
They're Canadian, alright? We met at camp.
This episode's not coming out, is it?
Anyway, back to the adventure.
Why?
So I'm. It's not my business to share it.
Only
Anyway.
thought is maybe it's warmer than outside.
Well, yeah, because the warmth of decomposition. That's
Yeah.
why compost heaps are so warm.
Mm.
You can.
You never
cook
seen a compost
things
heap
inside
steam
compost heaps.
In the winter, huh?
Yeah. Actually, another great place to
See,
dispose
it's
of a
used
body.
weird. Pardon?
They'll decay real fast if you buy the body in a big enough compost heap.
Right.
Yeah.
Cook the
Um,
flesh right off of them.
So,
I'm probably on a
so-
watch list.
so what's our game plan gonna be? Are we gonna, bad boys kick down the door, or are we gonna sneak in? Maybe are we gonna split the party? Are we gonna go? Are we gonna try and keep it sweet? What do you
I
think?
would probably try and keep it sweet.
how about we play to our strengths? So, I could, scramble up onto the roof or in through a window. You could go up front, keep it sweet. Gravy, what would you like to do? Murdering.
I'll hang back just with a shotgun at the ready.
Alright,
Done
how
a
are
very
you?
good job of using your words, so I'll let you use your gun this one time.
Right.
Can I use Lady Pop's strawberry lace lasso
Mhm.
to try and get onto like a chimney or with it or something, so I can
Make me a
scramble up to the
lassoing
top.
check. Make me a lassoing check.
No.
How badly did you roll? 3.
3.
Okay. Yeah, you go to lasso the chimney, but you accidentally hook the lasso around one of the golf clubs in the bag, and as you go to throw it, the golf club flies and smashes one of the windows.
And I'd like to scramble to a hiding place.
You know what? Make me a keeping secrets check to try to hide yourself and keep yourself a secret. You dive into that bin. We'll get to that, what's happening in there in a moment. But first, Gravy and Lady Pop, you, as the window has smashed, you hear a shout of alarm and heavy footsteps come running towards the front door. What are you both doing?
I'm holding my ground with my gun.
Okay,
watching
and
what
Lady Pop?
does.
Lady Pop is getting ready to keep it real sweet and just like
Okay.
pushes up her little bra and like gets herself ready.
This is now a lollipop wearing a bra, but alright.
I'm just
She
imagining
said she was buxom.
I'm just imagining
You
the
didn't say
clack.
she was wearing a bra. This is
Oh, damn.
fantastic.
I'm just imagining the clack of hard candy tits like knocking together as you adjust.
Rachel, this is the second time you played this game where a character has been described as buxom.
I know. I'm starting to feel really typecast, okay?
The door swings open and you see, in all his glory, fully nude, Big Bird the Seventh of the Arkansas Big Bird the Seventh. Apart from his cane, his top hat, and his mustache. Well, I'll say, this is unexpected, and who are you?
They turned into Foghorn Leghorn. It's a different bird.
I'm not
Bird
sure
sounds
any of
like
us.
in English.
I'm not sure any of us are in a position to cast aspersions on anyone's accents.
No.
I don't know what Big Bird's voice actor sounds like in English, Sam. This is my problem.
That's
oh
so
yeah,
fair.
yeah.
And I barely know what he sounds like in Dutch. So, Foghorn Leghorn it is.
Well, hello there. You're a very big bird. My name is Little Miss Lady Pop, and me and my friend have some questions, maybe.
Make me a keeping it sweet roll.
6.
You're very sweet. But the effect is negated in part by the factor standing next to a gingerbread man holding a gun pointed at your host. And the loud noise from the bin as we go to where Krusty is. Krusty, you have landed.
Before we get into whatever horrible situation this is,
Yes.
the worst part is I had inspiration. I could have re-rolled that 3.
Oh my god.
This is better. This is better.
So
Get in that
I've-
bin.
I have made my bin, and now I must lay in it.
Indeed.
Just like your friend.
Krusty, you have landed on top of a fuzzy, greenish individual who has been very busily practicing his drumming with his lady friend. And they are both very upset to be interrupted in their naked drumming session. This is Foster and his girlfriend, Frangelina. And the noise that disrupts Big Bird the Seventh is the fist fight which breaks out as Frangelina goes to defend her kinda shy boyfriend. And the two of you go rolling out of the bin, which tips on its side. The drum kit rolling after you, and I need you to make me a wrangling check to try to hold your own against
8.
Now in the light of day, you can see Frangelina looks like the Michelin Man. But because of this, her arms are stubby, and this makes her difficult for her to grab onto you. You're a slippery old man. Made slipperier by Sherbert. We finally worked the adjective slippery into things. And you managed to scramble and wrangle yourself away as Frangelina stands up, hissing. Foster, awkwardly covering himself, looks up at his adoptive big brother, Big Bird. Oh, sorry, bro. Why are you assaulting my brother? Who are you people? What is this?
I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to. I fell into the the pail there and interrupted a wonderful musical practice.
Please clip that.
I saw Sam's face.
You gotta clip that. Yeah. I want that as my text alert sound. Sorry. Go back in the room. I'm terribly sorry. We are just representatives from the subterranean under mountain candy cave conclave, and we are on a fact-finding mission to elucidate the happenings of and the circumstance of the untimely unalivation of Evangeline Partridge, radio host, door-to-door talker, and corpse.
Make me a charming check.
Oh dear. I've got -2, but I do have inspiration.
You have inspiration.
Doesn't need it, baby. That's an 11 on the dice, so that's a 9 total.
That is only a partial success.
Wait. Could you add any of your failures onto that?
You
Oh, I forgot
only
about
if you
the
roll
failure.
a complete failure, though, not a mixed success.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought your failure tokens you could just add to scores. Because you know when you get a failure and you get
No, sorry. You only get them from failures, not from mixed
Oh yeah,
successes.
I've made some fucking failures.
But you've made some failures, so yes,
Yeah.
you would have some. Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can definitely bump that to a 10.
I'll bump that to a 10 to get full success.
This is an easy one to settle, my good friends, and I killed her.
I shoot.
Make me a murdering check.
Wow, we are terrible cops.
That is 2 6s. I'm not joking. That's 2 6s. I'll take a photo.
Fucking boxcars.
Bravey Gumdrop, formerly an intelligible gingerbread man turned something.
Turned vigilante door shooter.
Shoots you hear a sound of shock, like someone's punched Big Bird. Before he looks down, this spreading wound, pitted rock salt embedded in his stomach, to which he is deathly allergic. Before he keels over, deceased.
So
What did I say his brother's name
Foster!
was? Foster. Foster whoops. Oh, he's dead. Oh, this is great news. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, joyous day.
I honestly didn't think you'd react like that.
Oh, he was a horrible man and made me live in the bins.
Now you can do naked drumming in the house.
Exactly.
You can do naked drumming in the garden, naked drumming on the driveway.
And we can release the insulin to all the other birds.
Wait, he was hoarding insulin?
He was hoarding insulin.
Oh, well, fuck that guy.
Damn.
Evangeline found out and she was going to tell.
can I make a roll to see whether Big Bird's real name was actually Big Pharma?
No, you don't need to roll. It's true.
Yeah, it was the farmer family like took the name Bird when they came to Big Rock Candy Mountain because they wanted to like fit in a bit more. They kind of wanted to like candicize it a bit.
Yeah. And the feathers were all just stuck on with tar.
So it wasn't even a bird. I mean,
It looks like one. Oh, it was this green fuzzy thing like me.
Oh.
My God.
We came from the river.
Ew.
Anyways, Fragilina, they're going inside now. Goodbye. And just grabs his girlfriend's hand, picks up like whatever of the drum kit he can carry, and drags it inside with him.
Well, if you ever fancy a jam session or anything, I am highly proficient in hollering. If you need a vocalist,
Oh, let's hear something. Make me a hollering check.
That's a 10.
Do you want a contract?
I mean, we don't have to get it official just yet. I just want to hang out, you know. And I
Come
immediately
on
disrobe.
inside, my friends.
I disrobe. I walk in the front door,
It is a nudist house, yes.
hollering as they drum.
Yeah. Mhm.
I take off my dungarees, banjo out.
What?
And Lady Pop, are you joining in? Or
I take off my bra and crack out a little bottle of vodka and get my trumpet out. I'm ready to go.
And we start a nude musical commune at the top of this Big Rock Candy Mountain,
Inside a
distributing free insulin to all the birds.
Yeah, amen.
And they all lived somewhat happily ever after.
until you were
Yeah.
all one day murdered in your sleep by the Duolingo owl because you hadn't learned language fast enough.
Oh, drat.
What happened to my brisket?
I'm sorry to say that Big Bird ate it.
Oh,
That guy, what a guy.
I'm glad I
What
shot
a
It was a
guy.
brisket in the shape of Gravy Gumdrop's old girlfriend.
Oh,
That is unsettling.
mhm.
That's why I said lover at the start.
Which is weird because it's just
Ah.
a brisket, like the shape of a brisket.
There's a causality circle there that I don't think I have the brain power to engage with right now.
No,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely not. Folks, thank you so much for joining us once again.
Thank you
Or-
and story.
You
Yeah.
awaken in a strange place. So sorry, Jacob, Andrews. Once again, I hope this never sees the light of day, though I think regardless of whether or not the whole video will come out, me yelling coitus absolutely will at some point.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I have
I'm gonna
greatly
get
enjoyed
that
this.
drop on a little soundboard button, so I can just like coitus, coitus, coitus.
Absolutely.
If we ever fade to black on Witness to Ruin, you can just press the coitus button. I'm very
only
sad
life
we
without
didn't get to see
Cynthia.
more of PD Steve, this eyeball stealing squirrel, but it's okay.
Sorry.
He lives on in my heart.
He's just
That's
such
all right.
a good
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
You were. You were.
Oh.
You weren't expecting the 20 other squirrels, but it's fine. Hey, we don't know when this comes out, but hopefully we'll still be sponsored by Valkyrie Dice. So valkyrierpg.co.uk, use code Science Sorcery for 30% off. And if it doesn't work, you missed out.
We might not be sponsored if they ever see this.
Yeah, maybe this is the last video where that discount will work.
It's why we're all dead. Like the,
Yeah.
like the Valkyries have come after us.
Well,
and
no,
then
because
Dark
they
Lord-
Yeah.
liked this show so much that they wanted to take us to Valhalla.
Yeah, we've ascended.
And,
Yeah,
sorry,
but-
I'm the Valkyrie agent?
I mean,
You can
Is that
go.
what
you'd be quite happy with that, right?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with that,
exactly,
yeah.
right?
And then
Yeah.
then we can all just feast and fight and play D&D.
In a
Can
bin,
I have a
Yeah.
carriage drawn by cats like Freya does?
roll 2d6.
Sure.
I have to get my dice out because I am unto a god now, Sam. So I'm gonna say yes.
Yay.
This has been ridiculous, hilarious. I'm sure we'll see you again, all of you folks watching soon, live. But until then, have a great evening, weekend, weekday.
Forever.
We'll see you. Great forever, and we'll see you in Valhalla.
Happy
Good night, folks.
eternity.
Bye.